Hey, YouTube. Lord have mercy. Well, the show that was promised last night cannot compare to what we've seen today. Atlanta. Lord have mercy. All this energy in Atlanta, Georgia. All right, I'm talking about the Queen's Court again. I thought I was through. Last night, I figured, well, I'll go on there. You know, it's in the public domain now, so we ain't got nothing to do with talk, right? So I don't feel guilty about I don't feel guilty about commenting on these events because this is something that people have brought into the public. Okay, so this morning I saw Khia's response to last night. She told her side of the story. This woman talked for an hour straight. She wanted to get out of every detail of what exactly happened. All right, and then TSMadison, by the time I went to this meeting I had, by the time I got back, Miss Madison had given her response to Khia's response. So let's start with Miss Khia. All right. So apparently, the whole thing started when TSMadison was invited to go to someone's house to record an interview, right? She went to these gay boys' house. It sounds like they were gay boys. Went to these gay boys' house to do an interview with them, right? While she was there, she recognized their setup. So apparently they have some sort of studio in their house, the setup where they record. I don't know who these guys are. I only know they're gay because people keep calling them out of their names. Anyway, she saw their setup, right? She said, this is what I need for the Queen's Court. She's a businesswoman. She said, well, this would work better. I want to improve it. I have enough money. I can invest in this thing. I can see that it's extremely popular. I guess they're getting views in the hundreds of thousands for this thing, right? So when you get views in the hundreds of thousands, then it does become a moneyed proposition. She said, okay, I don't want to be on the Queen's Court interviewing a celebrity. It don't have not necessarily because it was Monique, but because it was a celebrity. I shouldn't be on here trying to hold a cell phone up. She said the same thing I said last night. Actually, that doesn't make any sense to be having this tacky situation where you got to hold up the camera so that people can see your face and you're doing an interview. Apparently, she paid for this program. She even said, I think it said $750. I don't understand what a program is exactly, but apparently it's something where they can split screen. If you're interviewing somebody, you can both be live, like CNN. You know what I mean? You can put them in boxes or whatever. Makes totally good sense to me. I think I would have came to the same conclusion if I saw that these boys were doing that, and that's what I needed to happen in order to take the Queen's Court to the next level, then yes, I would invest in that way. But unfortunately, these guys were not as professional as they at first appeared. Okay, so she said, okay, I need to get this going in my house for my show, Queen's Court. She's just thinking like a business person. This thing is working. We're getting hundreds of thousands of views. We need to clean it up, make it more professional. So I can understand where TSMadison was coming from. I would have probably come to the same conclusion. Right? Okay. So these guys came over to the house, and they had this week of trying to set this system up. And, okay, let me stay with the right person. I want to go with Khia's point of view and also TSMadison's point of view. In Khia's point of view, these guys were a total fuck up. This is not my words. She thought these guys, I don't throw the N word around like she does. She does it artistically. But these people were doing a lousy job. Khia thought they shouldn't be involved in their situation. She was not on board for them coming and setting up the studio. She wanted to stay in the living room, stay on the iPad and cell phone the way they started doing the show, because the show is essentially working. So they both have a good point. Madison has a good point. They need to move it up to the next level. And plus, I know she wanted to get all this stuff out of her living room where she can continue to live. So if she could set up an actual studio. She was under the impression that these guys could do it. Khia's under the impression that these are busters. These are not reliable people, and they are not capable of doing what she needs to get done. She believes that they're just trying to get involved in the Queen's court. Okay, so things do not go right, do not go well. Apparently the equipment was actually purchased, but the setup was going awfully because they were trying to get this thing done in time for this Monique interview. So in that respect, TSMadison is a little wrong because she's trying to rush to get this thing done in time for the show on Monday night. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they still ain't set up. Not set up properly. And now they want to rush and get this thing done on Monday so they can have this interview with Monique. Now, it's not just about Monique, her interview. It's about their ability to set up a studio and to have interviews. I agree. I wouldn't want to be sitting up here saying, well, here's Monique here on my cell phone, you know. That's shit. Khia is not, her thick thing is, first of all, she's not fond of Monique at all. She wanted to get on there and roast Monique, basically, and embarrass her. So she said, what difference does it make? Let's not change anything for the sake of Monique. She's not a fan of Monique's, right? And she's not a fan of these guys who's coming in and saying that they can set up a studio. She doesn't believe they can do it. And apparently they're doing a shoddy job of it. TSMadison showed us a little clip yesterday. It was yesterday, the day before yesterday, showing the studio. Well, the equipment was there, but it was a disorganized mess because they're rushing to try to do this thing all on the same day it's supposed to happen. No. So in this way, Khia was correct. Her thinking was, let's continue to do the show the way we've been doing it. When someone takes an interest in it, if we get a contract, we get sponsors, we get people who want to invest in this thing, then we'll use their money and their expertise and let them do the production. But these guys are not capable of doing the production the way we need it done, right? That's her view. TSMadison said her thinking is, I don't want to be on camera trying to interview somebody holding up a cell phone. I have the money. I want to invest it, and I want to have a professional show. I want to take it to the next level while it's still hot. Still hot. When you're getting 100, 200,000 people watching it, that's hot. Those are big checks. Particularly if they can get sponsors who are willing to sponsor. And they, for the sponsorship to come up real heavy, we need a professional thing, right? Anyway. Okay. Now, which interview am I? Which video am I talking about now? I'm talking about first Khia's. All right. So Khia says, okay, she didn't want them guys. She advised, her advice to TSMadison was to get those guys out of her house. Let's go upstairs. Let's take the iPhone and the iPad and let's just do the interview that way, the way we've been doing it. It's working. Why fix it? This is her view. Now, I got to say this. The difference between the quality of these of a video taken on a cell phone or a computer is not that much different than what it is when you have cameras, lights, all that setup. The people who are pro living room, what they're seeing is, well, I could see them when they were on the laptop. The lighting looked fine when they were on the laptop. When we go down to the basement, I can't see shit. I can't hear shit. So when they came on, everything was all screwed up. I don't know who these guys were, but they had not done their job. Now, maybe they needed more time. Maybe there was too many queens in the house. I don't know situation. But it looked fine when it was in the living room on the laptop. I mean, I struggle with the same thing myself. When I first got involved in YouTube, I went out and bought, I have his microphone right now, right? I had the Yeti. I bought in 2 weeks, I bought 4 different microphones, right? I bought the damn ring light. I kept trying to solve the problems with stuff, right? What solved my issues? I found this computer that I'm looking at right now for $1. All those microphones that I purchased, they're in the a drawer in my bedroom. The webcams, they're tucked away. The webcam only came on once, because all I needed cost $1. This thing. Anyway, I get back to it. Okay, so first, Miss Khia, she went off. She's tried to go off without going off on Maddie specifically. They both are doing that. Both of them still want to maintain their friendship. What happened was, Khia was at Maddie's house. They did this Queen Court thing. Khia has been doing the Queen's Court, so she already had the language down and the hitting the desk and all that stuff. The docket and all those kind of things were already in place. Madison got together and they caught fire. Okay, it worked. Now they're in a situation where because it was never intended to be a show. It was just intended to be, her interviewing her. Or them kicking it together kind of thing. Anyway. So they weren't in agreement there about all the extra people. About all the extra lights. All the extra stuff. Khia was used to doing it in the living room on her couch. And she's got a point. It was working fine. Madison wanted to take it to the next level. Because she don't want to be raggedy on an interview and embarrassing herself. Plus, her business mind is saying that we need to capitalize on this and to polish it up. Right? Okay, that's where they stand. In Khia's thing, she slipped off into this huge thing about Funky Dineva. I got to skip through because I don't want to have no hour-long, not my show. But she went in on this child. Lord have mercy. First of all, she went in on this girl way too far in, I thought, on Monique. We'll get to Funky in a minute. She went into on her molestation, on her family, on her brother having sex with her, on her mother. What she accused her of being her mother in Precious. She accused her of playing the role of her mother. Was that the way your mother was? And then your brother came but screwing you, and the whole thing. Way, way too far in. If Monique is so sensitive that she can't even let Oprah handle that situation between their family, molestation, the abuse, how you think she's going to feel about Khia screaming into a mic about all of her family business, stuff that she barely even has knowledge of? She went in on her like that. Now, Khia, you just wrong there. I mean, you can talk about a lot of stuff, but as far as incest, rape, you shouldn't have went there. So that's girl's mother. Anyway, she went there. Then she talked for a straight hour now. She talked for a straight hour. Then she went on Miss Funky Dineva. She accused, I know you guys already know all this shit, so that's why I'm not going to try to hold back, I'm gossiping and all that kind of stuff. This is YouTube. This is kind of what bloggers do. This is the story of the day. She went on Miss Funky Dineva because Funky Dineva had made a video a week ago talking about some of the shortcomings of Khia, calling Khia a liar and so forth, why they don't like each other, and they just don't like each other. She gave her side. So now you got to be careful with what you record, because this girl was very aware of every word that came out of Funky Dineva's mouth. So she has watched that video not once. She's watched it enough to memorize everything Funky Dineva said about her. She has the response, and she outs this girl about her drug use. She calls Funky Dineva, what she call him? She says Funky Dineva is nothing but a drug addict. She's seen her do the drugs. Should I even talk about that? Well, whatever. This is her video. I know you guys have seen it. If you following this story, you got to have seen. This girl says she talks about her being a wig-wearing man and all those kind of things. But more to the point, she accuses her of being a drug addict. She says she showed up at her place. doing drugs right off the counter of the bar where they were recording in front of everybody. Now, she had a cute little, what do you call it, a read, where she was saying that, well, you think you're invisible? We can't see that you're doing cocaine. Then people who own that place saying that she can't do that here. Can't she see that we see her doing drugs? We have business. We have customers. And she went on like that. So she exposed Funky Dad and Eva as being a drug addict. She went in on Monique and her family. She does. Here's the thing. I got to get off her now. Okay, the other part is when I went to this meeting, I came back a couple hours later, and TSMadison had responded to her response. TSMadison is pretty much on the same page as Khia, as far as their friendship. They like each other. They didn't fall out. They're not beefing, kind of thing. But it's everything around the situation, right? Okay, let me think. Well, what did Madison say? Here's the problem with this situation. They are not on the same page. Khia went in saying that she believed that she would no longer record at Madison's house. She's under the impression they will do their thing separately. They will come together to do live shows. Live shows, they can make some money together and things. But it's fucked up because without the online presence to promote this thing, who's going to want to come? Most people don't know what the Queen's Court is. If they want to see the Queen's Court, they have to come, and now they have to just come to the old episodes. But what was important about the online presence was that it promoted their live shows. So, but Khia doesn't want to do the Queen's Court with Madison. That's the impression I get. She only wants to do the live shows, right? Madison is under the impression that they are going to continue. She even got, I think that date was just off the top of her head, or when they would return 5 weeks from now. She's probably figuring that she can talk some sense into Khia by then, because they can get, some of those checks have to start coming in for Khia to understand, apparently. Apparently, Khia has had problems. That's why she's an independent artist. She has had a problem with trust. She doesn't trust these guys. She doesn't trust any of, apparently, the studios, people who wanted to work with her. She's always ended up doing independent projects. Well, you're never going to make money that way. You can't do it all on your own. But TSMadison is under the impression that they're going to get together and continue the Queen's Court on, May, March, whatever it is, next month. Something in the 28th, March 28th, something like that. They're going to come back and it's going to be the same. It's not going to work. Khia is going to be difficult because she doesn't want to give up control of the situation. This is why she's found herself, her career never took off as a rapper. Her career never took off as a rapper because she don't want to play the game. She doesn't trust people. She doesn't want to give them power over her life. She can hold it all to herself, but she can't make the money. She can't get to the next level. Now, if people are throwing out numbers, I know this number could not be correct. No, $30,000 for each episode. That's got to be bullshit. But it's out there in, YouTube land. Whatever amount of money. If they can pull $5,000 or $6,000 a month, not even a week, a month. If they can pull that out of AdSense and sponsorship, you a goddamn fool to walk away from that, girl. Just to sit in your living room, nobody taking advantage of you. You're a damn fool. So let me wrap this up. I done went on 20 minutes. That was my limit. Okay, so the big thing is come out of this for me is they're on separate pages. They're both on separate pages. Ms. Madison is still under the impression that she's going to make the Queen's Court work. She sees the coin, and in that way, she is correct. It could have been a great thing for them to cash in, even if it only lasted a few months. Cash in on the Queen's Court, because if they could have made it work with this girl, Monique, they would have got offers for other interviews. Okay, Khia's under the impression she wants to do her own thing. She wants the Queen Court back sitting in her living room. I think a part of Khia is still saying that this is being taken from me. I am the queen. This is the Queen's Court. This is my brainchild. And she wants to take it back to the way it was. She said in the little video she doesn't mind if Madison uses the name to do her own thing, separate. She has to have control of the situation. So anyway, that's what I got from that whole thing. Now, Miss Dineva, girl, I don't know. Y'all need to work something out because this girl is putting your business out there. Because see, I heard rumors about the drugs kind of thing, but this girl is putting it out there. This is why all the lawsuits. This is why all the disappearances. This is why the move to Miami. It all comes down to Funky Dineva was the drug addict. So I don't know if y'all can come to some kind of agreement about that, about what you're going to bring online. But you can get that girl in a hell of a lot of trouble. Whew. There's all that, people. I'm over 21 minutes. I will not go further, but check out all the videos. The walls are alive with the Queen's Court. We might as well talk about it.